back out to Mill Creek Range. Benji here, your host, and today we're going to be shooting this Ruger new model Super Blackhawk. This little gun here, 10.5-inch barrel. Little backstory on it. I bought this gun back in around 1991, 1992 time frame. Bought it used. It came with a set of Packmeyer grips. Never had to, in my time of owning it, never had the factory grips on it. And I really like the Packmeyers. They are a little more comfortable. I have put a black pearl type hand grip on it before, and this gun was very difficult to shoot. This gun hurt your hand. So the Packmeyers is definitely a great addition. When I bought this gun, I got it at a very low price, I believe, at that time. And I've always said this gun is one that I'll never part with. You have to pry it from my cold, dead hands. Just love it. When I first got it, first thing I did, I named her Bumadine. She's big, she's bad. You don't need bullets, just turn it around and club them with it. Yeah, it's a very nice gun. Never have hunted with it. I had intention at one time of maybe putting a scope on it and taking it to hunt, and just never have. Never really got much into handgun hunting. Might do it later for some hogs. We are getting some hogs inside of the county, not inside of as far north as I am yet, but one day. And so what I've got loaded in here is six rounds, of course, 44 mag, and they're loaded with 12 grains of Unique, backed up with a 240 grain cast projectile. And so, without further ado, let's see how she shoots. And yes, I'll take that back. These are not loaded with Unique. They're loaded with H110, Hodgkin H110. There it is. She packs a punch. All six. Let's load up, try it again. This time we're going to try for steel plate. See how she shoots there. Packs a punch. I think I just got a squeal. Look and see. Heard the primer go off. Heard something that sounded like a plunger, but nothing else happened. So I'm going to stop the video, break it down, check my barrel. Okay, look here, people. So I went to eject my cases and my cylinder wouldn't rotate. I'm suspecting the projectile is caught between the cylinder and the throat of the barrel. I pulled the pin. I pulled the pin here, the rod, the shaft, and open up my gate. Try and do this here one-handed. Open up the gate. Look how she swings out. There's a bullet stuck between the barrel and the cylinder. A squib load. Now, I've been loading, I think, somewhere over 10 years. This is the first, and I'm glad I caught it, which, of course, I wouldn't have been able to load back up and fired because I can't get the cylinder to rotate, and I'm going to have to probably go back and to my shop and stick a dowel down the barrel, see if I can tap that bullet back into the case and get this cylinder out. So that's all she wrote for today. Okay, got the cylinder out. Had to use this dowel rod, and bullet was probably, I'd say, just from the amount of movement that the dowel made, it was probably 3/4 of the way up there, and apparently it was on my sixth shot. I thought I had only shot 3 or 4, but apparently it was number 6. So I had to take a knife blade and pull the case back because I didn't want to tap the projectile back down into the case any further than what I already have. So get these little tweezers, little fine point needle nose. Let's see if we can get this case out, the cylinder. So there's the projectile. See where it had went up into the barrel, because there's the grooves. And let me see if I can prop this phone in a position where I can hopefully take this bullet out. Let me see where I can find to prop this on. See if that'll work some. Probably not. I don't know. Probably not. There we go. It might work somewhat. Hillbilly it. So bear with me. So let's see. Okay, get on down through that lube groove. Just so happened I had to pull some bullets the other day from some severely corroded aluminum cases, and my impact puller actually went out on me. The cap broke. So yeah, so I can get a little bit of grip on this. So I do like this. Limited here. Come on, Betsy. There we go. And there is powder in there. There's a charge of powder. Powder just did not detonate. See there? So, I don't know. Look there. That powder looks funky too. Look at that. Clump. And they have been stored dry. They've been inside of a container here in my building. But there's all of the powder right there. But it does look like it has it's actually maybe contaminated with moisture. I don't know. That powder looks awfully funny though. It's got brown. Don't know if some of this is caused from the primer. If anybody out there has any clue about this, hit me up. I'd like to see a little bit more of it. I mean, look, it almost looks like gold, but it's just brown. It's just don't know. This is a first. Very much a first. So now I've just got a handful of those bullets left. I'm gonna have to invest. I'm gonna have to buy me a new impact puller, and I'm gonna break them other ones down. I'm not gonna shoot any more of those, and definitely going to break them down. I really suspected that I may have forgotten to charge a round, with powder. Reason for having the squib. But nope, I did not forget to put powder in. I put powder in, just something was funky about that powder, or the age. These were loaded. Hang on just a second and I'll get right back. I've got a date. Okay, so I'm trying to get my words straight here. My response to this squib has just turned a little bit different. I have no clue now, because these bullets, April 8 of 23 is when these was loaded. 24 grains of H110 powder. I loaded 20 pieces using Missouri cast bullets. These Missouri bullets are 240 grain. That's the powder. I've got the can. I've got the powder that I loaded from right here. And these powders are not the same. I mean, it's the same powder, but there's a definite color difference between the two powders. So I'll move this down a little closer to you. So I don't know what has went on, folks. Very interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and order me a new RCBS power puller. And I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8 rounds left of the 20. And I'll take about 8. I've got 10. I have 10 left. And as soon as I get that puller in and I'm back home, I'm going to pull them and see what the powder looks like, because these were loaded 4/8. So go to my logbook and yep, 4/8/23, 44 mag bullet, Missouri bullet, 44 smasher, 240 grain. Primer used, Federal number 155. It's a primer I've used many times. It's a Magnum pistol primer. Hodgkin H110 at 24 grains. Length 1.640 inches, and I loaded 20 pieces. So, and the brass, probably mixed brass, but I don't suspect, the brass was cleaned. I don't know. Other than what I recall was I had cleaned the brass, I believe, the same day I loaded. And I wet tumble my brass. I ran my brass through the wet tumbler. I dried them. Pretty sure that I wet tumbled that morning before work when I was working here at home. And I loaded that night. Possibility, they could have been some residual moisture inside of the case that I just did not see. I would say that is probably my most likely suspect of why this happened, because primer is primer I've used hundreds of times. Powder, I've used it quite a bit of time, probably not as much. They were loaded recently, and yeah, that's the only thing I can really sort of pinpoint the reason being, is that cases weren't thoroughly dry from the cleaning process. And that might be the reason of this look of this powder. especially because of one of them had a very large clump, like it had been wet, and that's kind of what I'm suspecting that maybe happened. Maybe one of the cases, maybe they could be 2 or 3 or all of them that way now, but I'm suspecting at least this one here possibly had some residual moisture in it that caused a squib. So now I have learned something, that I will no longer load cases that I have wet tumbled that same day, even though I put them through a drying process that I've used many, many times. Typically, I don't load the same day that I clean cases, but I think I was anticipating on shooting a video with this particular gun, and I wanted to try to get them loaded up, but chances was I was not able to get that video done. And so anyway, that's I'm not going to tie up any more of y'all's time. That's what I can sort of come to the conclusion of, that it just moisture is the culprit. So anyway, hopefully next video will come out better. It'll be a little while because I'm got to leave out for a job assignment, and but I'll be back. Be trying to put out some more useful videos. I think this one here was a little educational, especially for me, and looking forward to seeing y'all again on down the trail. Keep your powder dry, because if you don't, that right there is going to happen. And we'll see you next time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.